from the Dark Imp, helping parents reclaim family time by playing board games together. Today, 7 tips for ways that you can occupy a really enthusiastic gamer. Now, I'm thinking particularly at the moment with school closures and lockdown, that some families are being bombarded with requests by their children, and when they're very enthusiastic about playing board games, they might be wanting you to play more than you feasibly can. So here are 7 different ways that you can occupy them with board game related activities by themselves. Number 1, elect a solo game of the month, or of the week if they're playing a lot. Choose one game that you can play by yourself, possibly Yahtzee or something like that, a simple roll and write game. If you don't have any in your shelves that work with one player, just search in Google for print and play solo games, and you'll find a load that you can print out and then people can play. Create a sort of score sheet, and each time you play, anyone within the house, you log your score on the score sheet. The child who wants to play a lot will be able to play a lot and keep improving their score. If you want to play once or twice, you get a score on the board. That's all right, you're in the game. But the child is the one that's going to play lots and lots of times. Number 2, challenge your child to learn a new card game every day. Now, there's lots of games, hundreds, thousands of games you can play with a standard pack of playing cards. You can find them online, or you can get a book. There's a good one, Penguin Book of Card Games, Penguin Book of Patience Games is also very good, both by David Parlett. But you can look on pagat.com or multiple other sites, or search YouTube if you don't want to read the rules. Just arm yourself with a deck of cards, search for a new game, learn how to play it. Maybe it's a game your children can play together, or maybe it's a game they can play by themselves. If they're searching for solitaire or patience games, that's even better. Number 3, create a puzzle folder. Again, search online for puzzles, print them out, find a variety of different puzzles of different difficulties that you think will suit your child. Put a variety of puzzles within the folder, maybe 5 or 6, and give them the folder. And then every day add a few more, so that you're drip feeding into the puzzle folder and keeping replenishing that. And they can keep them, in a nice folder, all the things they've done, and that's a kind of record of the puzzling. Number 4, get them to choose a game that they really like, a board game they really like, and create an expansion for it. So it might be a game with lots of cards in it. They can create some more cards. It might be a game with different factions that have special powers. They can create a new faction. It could be a game where there are lots of little components that do different things that you put on a map and that activate in different ways. Get them to create a new little component that works in a slightly different way. So those are expansions that they can create to games, and then get them to work on it during the game. Get them to think about how to teach it and write up the rules possibly, and find the components they need, and they can teach it to you in the evening. If you're interested in board game design, or if your child might be interested in board game design, I've done another video about board game design and how to get started with lots of different ideas. Number 5, you could get them to play a cooperative game solo. Now, cooperative games are games in which you are trying to beat the game, and you work as a team usually to try and beat the game, but lots of them work really well with one player. I mentioned this in my video about playing solo, which came out a couple of weeks ago, and also I've done a video about cooperative games, so if you want to look at that as well, that would be useful. And many cooperative games have all the information on the table, and you can refer to everything. That you would normally be one of the players and operate one of the characters in the game, but when you're playing by yourself, you're operating all the characters. You're making decisions for all the characters. The characters will still take turns, but you are making decisions for all of them. So you just have the hands face up on the table instead of hidden. Number 6, along a similar line, but slightly more tricky, play a competitive game solo. I do this loads. I do it whenever I'm learning a new game. I do it when I've created my own games that I want to test before I put them in front of everybody else. I make sure that they work, and I get quite into them by playing them by myself. So set up different player hands. The child can move around the table, possibly a different hat for each character that's playing in the game. It's quite tricky, but it's quite an interesting thing to do. Of course, you've got to avoid any games that rely on hidden information or real-time play or speed. Those things aren't going to work at all. One of the things that will happen probably is that your child will favour one of the hands and try and make all the other hands play to help that hand, but that's okay, they'll still be having fun. And finally, number 7, get the child to start a family board game blog or newsletter. There's all sorts of things you can put in a blog. You could put reviews of games. They could be video reviews or written reviews, or podcasts like audio reviews. There could be top 10 lists of games you like or components you like. There could be interviews with different members of the family. There could be, drawings of your favourite board game. There could be just photos from family game night or a kind of an account of what's happened during the last family game nights. Really, they could do whatever they want. It's easy to set up a blog, or if not, just do a newsletter. Get them to do it online, or get them to write it out, and then it can be distributed amongst the family, the wider family, and you can keep them all interested during lockdown. Now, all of those ideas are in my book, The Board Game Family, and there's lots more besides. So if you're looking for inspiration, it's a good place to start.